Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy and we are back with the next 10 tracks from donHaize's top 10 video game tracks of all time. We had some good tracks last time. We had, just to remind you, we had the Remnant from the Ashes main theme, which was, in my opinion, the weakest track of the whole lot. We had Wasteland 3 with Green Acres. We then had Splitgate main theme, we had Cannon Fodder main theme, we had Time Splitters Future Perfect main theme, we had the Age of Mythology, the Ballad of Ace Le Baron, Borderlands 3 Sanctuary, Other Side Soul Swap, Borderlands 3 Neon Arterial Upper City, and Unreal Tournament Menu. I am very, very curious as to what we're getting now. That was a hell of a top 10 tracks, sorry. So what are we getting now? Let's not waste any time, let's go. Oh, we got some StarCraft 2. I wonder when it was going to make an appearance. Alright, we got our first Blizzard song. That's not true, we've had World of Warcraft. We've got the first Blizzard song from a game that I was kind of expecting, I should say. So, StarCraft 2, Diablo. I'm expecting these games to show up. Along with Divinity Original Sin 2, that's got to be in this list. Now, can this 10 continue up the greatness that was the last 10 tracks? That's really the question. We're in the top 50 now, so these have all got to be bangers, man. And I will be judging it against the last 10 tracks. StarCraft 2, a game I love, as you may or may not know. I have kind of banned it from the channel, along with pretty much all Activision Blizzard stuff. I'm trying to think where this plays. Like, I've played all the, this is definitely from the campaign. Is this specifically Legacy of the Void? This must be near the end of the game. I honestly can't remember. Though right now, it doesn't sound like StarCraft 2 at all. Oh, this might be from the mission where you have to go and help out, Reyna as the Protoss. And it shows you all this, like, death everywhere. It's quite a sad moving piece. It might not be from there, but that's what it feels like it is. But it doesn't feel very StarCraft 2 to me. Like, if someone played me this and I didn't know it, I wouldn't have said StarCraft 2. Now we got it. That's more like it. I recognise this bit. I can't remember where this plays. This doesn't sound like the normal version you hear if it's like main menu or after a match or something. Very Star Wars, isn't it? No. Where does that play? Like, I recognise it. I can't. I don't think that's. Oh, we got more Age of Wonders 3. Oh, this is good. The last track was really good. Trying to figure out where that StarCraft 2 track plays. feel like I should play Age of Wonders 3. I want to play the sci-fi looking one. It's Michael van der Bos again. He's back. He's a popular composer in this. Alright, cool. This is giving me good vibes so far. Yeah, this game's seems like it's got a good soundtrack. Because both tracks have been good. So Battle Macabre was at 78 and this is at 48. That's a big jump in difference of like what he prefers. This is the right amount of epic and emphasis that doesn't sound too generic. We've got a nice beat with the drum there. Like, this is good. This is a good track. This seems very memorable to me. Like if you were playing the game and this comes on quite a lot, it seems pretty memorable to me. I'm enjoying listening to this, hence the silence. Definitely gonna have to check this game out. Especially if there's any more Age of Wonders 3 on this list. It does a really good job of sound. It sounds like battle music. It might not be, but it sounds like battle music, and it does that right amount of job of being epic enough, but also being in your face enough for battle. That was a really good tune, like really good tune. Hey! There's Divinity. Do 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 do. What version is this though? Is this just the normal version? Because you get different instrumentation. This is one of the greatest RPGs ever made. No wonder they're using the same composer for Baldur's Gate 3. I love it. I'd be really curious to see if Dancing with Sauce on here. I don't necessarily think it will be, but there is one other track that I'm pretty confident will be on this list, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. I think it's the next area after Fort Joy. Good tune. Good pick. Godfall. Okay, I don't know much of the music from this game, so... It's a nice bit of music. This is my only problem when you have a lot of similar pieces of music. It's like this in the list of everything that we've had so far. It's a great piece of music. Does it stand out? Not necessarily. And that's because I don't know where it plays. When you have emotional music, it usually goes well with what's going on screen or an area or whatever it is. So this is definitely what, like, out of all the stuff that's been similar, I really, really like the production on this track. It's a nice track. But what's to say this isn't out of Ori and the Blind Forest? You know what I mean? It makes things like Cannon Fodder and Time Splitters and what was the other one? Unreal. Things like that, Borderlands, stick out way more in a sea of very emotional settings. It's not to say they're bad, it's just if you took all those tracks out that I knew and stuck a lot of these together that like aren't, which isn't Age of Mythology because that's got a very different sound, but a lot of these tracks I'd be like, yeah, it could be Ori and the Blind Forest, could be Remnant from the Ashes, could be Godfall, could be Lineage. It's interesting to me, like really interesting. That was a good track though. No, I didn't have a lot to say on it. Okay, so here, this is perfect. What have we got here? What are the wisps? Okay. I'm curious to see if this gets loud. Maybe you guys can see what I mean by similar when you're trying to create either an emotional piece or like with full-on orchestras and that modern sound that you're not using MIDI and stuff. It makes it makes it difficult to write soundtracks in the sense that how do you make it not sound like you could put the last track and this track in the same game and it probably wouldn't feel out of place. I want to make a point though. It's not to say that this music's bad, because it's not. It's just interesting to me because a lot more modern video games are using stuff that's very movie-esque, very soundtrack rather than like if you're making a platformer. So the Ori games are interesting because these are platformers, but they don't have the kind of music you'd expect from a normal platformer. You know, most platformers have very memorable but short and catchy music, so it sticks in your head. It's like an earworm. A lot of the stuff that Ori has is very situational to the places you're in. There are pieces of music that are catchy, but it's very moody, the soundtrack. It's a very different style. You know, I could play both the Ori games and remember one or two bits of music, but if a lot of it's the same, you walk away not necessarily remembering it all. But it's maybe more listenable because it's an actual piece of music that just fits an area. If that makes sense, anyway. Like, think about Mario or Sonic. Those games have very catchy soundtracks to suit what the speed and what's going on screen. But yeah, this and the Godfall track, I could see them both being in the same game. Both good bits of music, but you blindfold me. Oh, more Borderlands. Oh! I didn't know you were a fan of this one, Jack. That's really interesting to me. And I say this now, I think the Borderlands 3 menu theme doesn't fit with the rest of the game at all. It's really strange. Like, I really like this track. Doesn't give me Borderlands vibes at all. Those drums are so interesting. But again, you could say how does this and the Godfall track could be very similar. Like, I could see that, you know, wouldn't feel out of place there either. This is just a lot more percussive. I'm actually really surprised this is above Neon Arterial Upper City. I'm really shocked at that. Like, and Sanctuary, really. I thought those two tracks might be above this, and I wasn't even expecting this to make an appearance. I thought we were done with Borderlands. I love this track. It's very different to Borderlands' 2 theme, main menu theme. Do, 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 do. I mean, it's Jasper Kidd, man. Like, what's not to like? I know I'm blocking that, but yeah, I don't know. It just, this track always gives me very weird vibes, like in a good way. It just doesn't scream Borderlands to me at all. But I like it. I like it a lot. I'm shocked to see it at 45. This is where I would imagine like Neon Arterial would have been, or Sanctuary. It does make me wonder now, like, are there any more Borderlands tracks going forward? This is the big surprise for me so far in this 10 of videos. I'm not expecting it to, but if Firestone or Ice turn up, that'll be an actual surprise. Maybe we'll see one more Borderlands tracks. I don't think. I'm trying to think what other tracks that Jack would have done. I mean, there may be something for Borderlands 2, maybe, but I think most of this is going to be from free because this is the one we played most recently. This is how I feel about this track versus the last two. I feel this is much more unique or memorable is probably a better word. The percussion's very interesting. You have that kind of the string section with a lot of like digital synths in this. Gives it a very different flavour. And you could say it's kind of epic, but I don't really see this as like an epic track. To me, this is one of those tracks that, like the Borderlands 2 menu theme, very much focus, sit and focus and think. Similar to Sanctuary. I tell you what, it makes me very excited to see what Borderlands 4, assuming they make another one, what that menu theme is going to be like. 'Cause they always nail it. Yeah, it's. See that use of those synths with the rest of it, I love it. It's a good mix of good mix of instrumentation, sorry. But let me tell you, like, it just feels out of place in all the right reasons, you know? I don't think of Borderlands when I hear this track. I mean, I do with the front cover in front of me, but yeah, it's cool. I love it. Very good choice. Definitely my biggest surprise so far on this 10. Tainted Grail. A game I have not played, but I have seen him stream. Waiting for the track to go somewhere. There's an uneasiness to it. Like the drone, and then the weird, like, slightly off-key synth. Just sort of listening and seeing what's going on with the track. There's a simplicity to this track that I think works, but I think having the drone and the beat, there's a lot going on with that that's kind of pushing the track along, while the melody isn't doing anything too complex. I'm just going to assume that that's battle music. I honestly don't know. I like that. I think this is an interesting piece of music, in the sense that you've got that weird synth lead that I wasn't expecting. It's like a some kind of flute or something, but it's clearly synthesized. And that drone, wow, 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 underneath really helps just push the track along. Ooh. Bit of madness going on with these instruments, I like it. You can hear the stringer. Like fading in and out. I think a lot of it comes down to this idea that you could make a grand piece of music, a very, very epic sounding track. Can you make it interesting? Right, this track's not doing loads like some of the other songs, but it's interesting. We've got that sort of craziness going on. It's not afraid to be repetitious. That whole like dropped out now. We're moving on. We're on to the next part of the track. Still there, very quietly in the background. Also, this feels like a piece of music from a game, in a game. Quite a bit of repetition for whatever the scene is, whether it's a fight or moving around an area or something. I like it. Break into James Bond theme. Don't know where that's come from. A medieval version of the James Bond theme. I like that it's not afraid to be quite repetitive and quite maddening. Like that noise is very loud and it's coming and going, and it's, you know, it's got a very like, this track's very crazy, very bonkers kind of thing to it, which I like. Only ever one downside to making music this long in a video game is you never get to hear all of it, but I'm going to assume this plays either in an area or in battles or something like that. No, I like it. It was good. It was good. Anthem. Oh no. This better be good, man. Okay. We've got a bit of weirdness going on. This better be going somewhere, because I tell you what, if this track doesn't, that'll be a massive letdown. Alright. Got some movement. This is a nice sounding song. I almost wish there was a bit of a beat to it. I'm liking like the melody that keeps coming back and forth, but the difference between this and the last track is the last track had that drone and that beat that, even though the track was quite repetitive in a lot of aspects, kept moving on. This is the same problem with some of these other ones where it's like, this is a really cool idea, but this is only going to work in certain circumstances. Where's the underlying push? I have no idea. I've never heard of this game. Black Moon Chronicles. So already this is very different. Ooh, the harmonies! Ooh! Oh yeah, this is... I have no idea what this is. I've never heard this before. This is good though. I like it. It's got like an early 2000s box art though, so I'm kind of curious. Oh my god, those harmonies are so good. I want to say this is an RTS, judging on the box art, or like a turn-based game or something like that, but I have no idea. I'm gonna look it up right now. $19.99 video game by Cryo Interactive. Okay. I just forgot about it. What type of game is it? Warcraft and Heroes of Might and Magic. Okay. So it is a strategy game, so I was right on that thing. It looks like Heroes of Might and Magic with that like naming. Let's look at some images. This is a good tune. I genuinely do not. If I ever played this, I don't remember it at all. But I tell you what, this is one of these tracks in this entire list so far is sticking out. It's very unique with the chanting. I can understand why it's as far as it is. But compare this to the Anthem track, compare this to the Godfall track, right? Look, listen to how you, like... It's just... You don't need the context for something like this. You're like, this is a good bit of music. The other stuff, like the Anthem track, it's good, but the context would help. Godfall, it's good, but the context would help. And that's kind of my biggest difference between me and Jack. It's like sometimes I don't like this. I could listen to this. I've never even played the game and I would enjoy it. It's just a good video game track. Whereas some of those other ones, I'm like, this could be really, really good. Like at the time when you're playing the game in that section of the game, it could be really good. But without that context, it's like, ugh. But again, I want to make it very clear. This isn't to say like that he's wrong on these picks. He's not. This is his list. This is a really interesting list. It's just from my perspective, I like stuff that's got a bit of a different flavor. I like stuff that makes me remember it's a video game, you know? So this and the Borderlands tracks, the two biggest surprises in this 10. So 41, what territory are we getting into then? Because I think that's going to say a lot about going forward. Especially, how do you follow up something like this? This is like I said, a very unique sounding track. Like, yeah, it's got, it's from the 90s. It's definitely got more of a MIDI sound to it. But that chanting is really, like, that makes it stand out way above a lot of the songs on this list. Like, if you put a very slow, like, let's just say take Ori and the Blind Forest track after this. Oof. So, we'll see. Very curious. Alright, that was really good. That was really good. What are you following up with? Far Cry 5, okay. Oh, we got a bit of the old Outback there. I'm gonna be super judgy of this track, unfortunately. Trying to listen to see, get a feeling, a vibe for it. It's not a bad track. I'll say that much. It's got a mandolin in it. But, I mean... would I put this over that last track? Definitely not. That Black Moon Chronicles track is stellar. It stands out. This could have been in many different games. But again, maybe I need context. Maybe I need context for this. Interesting 10 tracks. Definitely think the last 10, most of those should have been above most of these tracks, unfortunately. StarCraft 2 Showdown over Unreal Tournament Menu, which was 51, sorry. Oh, probably not. I probably would have switched those over at least. Age of Wonders 3, actually, that was pretty good. Divinity Original Sin 2's got a great soundtrack. The Godfall track and the Ori track, there's nothing wrong with them. They're good pieces of music, but they don't. Some of these tracks are starting to blur together for me, and as to what game they're from. Borderlands 3 with main menu, I didn't expect that. That was a big surprise. That was a pleasant surprise. Very, very, very good tune. The Tainted Grail one I thought was really cool. Anthem one, same issue with a lot of the others. They didn't have that quite have that drive for me. And then the Black Moon Chronicles one was easily like the biggest surprise on this list. That was really cool, very epic, nice use of the chat and stuff. And that Far Cry 5 one was okay. Yeah, not a big fan of that one. I definitely would have put up with the Black Moon track above that. Put that at 41, not the Far Cry 5 one. Still, you know, like I'm getting at least 1 or 2 surprises every 10 tracks, and that's really cool. Whether it's stuff that I know or didn't expect. You know, I didn't expect Borderlands 3 main menu to be in there. Like, what? You prefer that? I had no idea that you liked that track that much. So that's really cool to me. So that sort of stuff was like, it's great. But yeah, hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button for me. If you want to keep seeing more of these, I've got we've got 3 more videos to do. 4 more, 3 more, something like that. Then hit subscribe so you can stay up to date, see when those goes live. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below in the description as always. And until next video, I'll see you then.